GLM 4.7 just dropped, and it's a free open source AI that builds apps, games, websites, and landing pages without you knowing how to code. But here's the thing that most people don't know, right? This model thinks before it acts. It doesn't just spit out code and hope for the best, it actually reasons through every step like a developer would. And here's where it gets wild. Actually scored 73.8% on one of the hardest coding tests in the world. That's higher than some of the best tools out there that people are paying big bucks for. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to use this for your business, even if you've never written a single line of code in your life, even if you think AI tools are too hard for you, even if you've tried other AI coding tools and actually fail. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. You'll see me build real tools live on screen, tools you can use to get more leads, tools that save you hours every single week, tools that make your business look way more professional. And the best part is it's completely free to use, right? You don't need to sign up for a subscription or anything like that. You can just get started straight away. Like you see right here, this is the app that I actually built step by step. And literally all I did was just say, like, create a simple racing game, for example. And I created this game right here that we can actually play, completely playable, as you can see. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can build with it and how you can code with it. All right. Now, if you haven't checked this out already, let me show you exactly how this works. So, for example, here you can see that we have GLM 4.7 in the chat interface. So you can get this at chat.z.ai, as you can see. And you can also check out the official blog about it, right? So, for example, it's pretty good at vibe coding itself. It uses a bunch of tools, complex reasoning. You can see how it performs on the benchmarks over here. And also you can see that it outperforms many of the big models on the right-hand side. And it's got some really amazing ways of creating content with it, as you can see with this website that was coded out right here. Here's another example. So this is a Kyoto voxel garden that we've zoomed in on. You can also see a bunch of examples of how it can actually do designs for you, like, for example, poster showcases, slides creations, all sorts of amazing things. All right. So we're going to get straight into exactly how to use this. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. So the way that I'm going to use this is we're going to use something that I would call the Goldie Vibe build system, right? And this is a simple 5-step system anyone can use to build AI apps without coding. So first thing you're going to do is describe to GLM 4.7 what you want in plain English. Now, I actually have 100 prompts that you can use for free inside the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments description. You get free access to this community of 41,300 members. As you can see, this is an amazing community which connects you with a bunch of people. And also, if you go to this section here, you can get access to the notes from today. So let's say, for example, we wanted to build, like, I don't know, a productivity tool, like create a Pomodoro timer with session tracking. All you would do is go over to GLM 4.7, make sure you've got that selected over here. Select Deep Think, which is, its best version of the model. If you go without Deep Think, you'll still get something back, but it won't be as good. Then we're going to hit enter like so, and this will start coding out completely for free. All right. And that's the amazing thing about this is it's open source. It's actually from China, and it's very impressive with its outputs. Whilst waiting for that to actually code out in the background, let me show you some other examples of what it actually built, right? So, for example, here it actually coded this agency website. We actually had a simple racing game creation, as I showed you a second ago, so we can actually race through this game, and it works pretty nicely. We created a rock, paper, scissors animation, as you can see, and we even created, for example, a 3D neon racer game, which looks really cool, right? And we just vibe coded this out. Like, I can't code. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to code HTML. I don't know how to use Python. I don't know how to use JavaScript, but I can easily just tell the AI exactly what I want. And that's exactly how this works today. All right. We also coded out a whack-a-mole game design. So, for example, over here, you can see we can play whack-a-mole, and it's pretty hard to play, actually, but let's see if we can get some points here. No, I can't. It's too fast. I'm on the trackpad. Oh, I scored 10 points, but you get the point. And then we also even built out, for example, like this fitness dashboard, right? So this is a beautiful fitness dashboard. We can add our entries of like the activity types that we did, our daily goals for calories and active minutes. It tracks it all inside this beautiful example of a dashboard, and we coded that out literally in like 1 or 2 clicks, right? What was the prompt? Simple as build a fitness tracker dashboard with new charts, right? So if we go back to this chat here, it's beginning to code out the Pomodoro timer with session tracking. And over here, you can see the code is beginning to fill out, right? Now, you don't need to understand any of this stuff. what it's actually going to do is it will show you in a second the preview once it's ready. And if you have any questions about using this as we go along, like, feel free to ask. Right, I'm here to help you. I'm happy to test anything out that you want me to take a look at. We're going to keep going through this and just trying out different cool things. All right, so we're waiting for that to load. What we can also do over here is we can run through exactly how the framework works. Okay, so you just describe what you want, then you're going to refine, so you can let it ask you questions to make it better. You can start building, so you can watch it create the full app in one go, like it's done right here with the Pomodoro app that we literally just built a second ago. And look at that, this is ready to go. So I just built this live with you. As you can see, we've got the session tracking, and we've got the session history, today's progress, and we can also go between like short breaks and long breaks. This time it works. The UI is actually super nice as well. And the amazing thing about this is you can do this for free, right? Like I've been using this all day. I haven't hit any limits, and I don't know if there actually are any limits. A Vibe above says, "This is great. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thanks very much for that. I appreciate you saying it's great. I'm glad it's useful for you." All right. So as we keep going through, we're going to just build out some cool stuff like this. But you can see how easy it is. All right. So just to recap, describe, refine, build, tweak, right? So ask just small changes until it's perfect, right? So if you go into here and you're like, okay, well, I'm creating this app for myself, but the problem is that it's not branded in the colors that I want. Well, you can just type in brand colors over here, and you say brand colors equals, and then change the colors on the design to this, right? And you can basically just tweak it how you want to. And that would be stage 4 of the Goldie Vibe build system. And then finally, you're going to deploy it, right? So what you can actually do is once you've got the code, and if you're happy with it, you can take the code like so. So you can copy that, and then you can deploy it wherever you want to, right? So for example, if we plug that into LiveWeave, you can see an example of the code right here. And it actually works, right? As you can see. And also what you can actually do, this is how I, for example, vibe coded out our website for the AR Profit Boarding community. The way that we coded out this website, which ranks #1 for our keyword, AR Profit Boarding, right? The way that we coded this beautiful thing out was just using Netlify and a combination of an AI tool. So you can actually go over to Netlify and not Netflix. I always do that. Netlify here, and you can log in and then just host your websites as well. All right. And this works because GLM 4.7 has something called interleaved thinking. So it thinks before every response, right? It doesn't just guess. It reasons through the problem first, and then it gives you the working code. All right. So that's how it works. As always, very cool. Rock and roll, G. Appreciate you, man. And what else we got here? Kirsty says, I have never heard of it. Thanks for this. Yeah. Do you know what? I heard about it. I checked it out. I wasn't that impressed the first time I used it, honestly. And then I started testing out more today, and I was like, wow, this is good stuff. All right. So you can see it's beginning to build out right there. And I've walked you through the exact framework for vibe coding with this bad boy. I've also given you all the links on exactly how to get access to it, right? And you can actually do a local install with this as well. So if you go to Olama, you download Olama, which is free, you can actually import the cloud version of this and run it through your terminal, right? So that's another way to run this as well. What else we got here? So product says, do you somewhere you suggest to check code? Yeah, I mean, always check the code, right? Always check it for security and everything like that, particularly if it has a backend, right? That's something that I'm not 100% an expert on, but I can show you how to vibe code with it. I can show you how to build cool stuff. And then if you want to take it really deep, then you can start checking out all the other stuff you can do with it, like building in the security inputs, right? But honestly, if there's no login and there's no backend, then it's not really going to be an issue as far as I'm aware. But, always do your own research and that sort of stuff. So this is vibe coding out the new updated colors. So it's going to integrate the new brand colors. As you can see, it's beginning to code out right there. We can actually use this in multiple tabs, right? And that's the cool thing about this as well. So what we can actually do is we can go onto another tab, open up chat.z.ai, right? Open that up. And then what we can do from here is we can build something else out, right? So for example, we could say, okay, build a to-do list with priority levels, right? And we'll plug that in, start coding that out. And now we have 2 different tabs coding out. And again, this is free, right? This isn't costing you anything. There's no cost. I've not hit any limits so far. I mean, famous last words, but you get the point. And then from here, for example, we could also build out like forms and surveys. We could, for example, even create like a sales dashboard with charts and KPIs, right? You've seen this game that I've built. You can also, for example, let's have a look here. go inside here and have another tab coding out what you want, right? And this just working in the background whilst you do other stuff and whilst you get things done. So you can see how this works step by step, how easy it is to use, and exactly how to use it. All right. So let's keep going through now, because what I've actually done is I've built out a bunch of notes on why this is important for you, right? And some people may not understand why it's important. And here's what you need to understand, right? So the old way was hiring a developer for weeks, paying big fees just to get started, waiting for updates and changes, learning to code yourself for months, and using clunky no-code tools with limits, right? The new way is that you describe what you want in plain English, you get a working app in minutes, you make changes instantly by asking, you don't need any coding knowledge, and you have complete control over your tools, right? The same for websites. Like, the old way was using templates that look like everyone else, spending hours tweaking colors and fonts, paying a designer for custom work, and getting something that doesn't match your brand, right? The new way is that you just describe what your brand and style is, just like we did over here, right? And now we've got it in our brand colors. So if we play this, look at that. Beautiful. It's inside my brand colors. How do we do that? We just tweaked it using the Goldie Vibe system. So that's how it works step by step. The new way is like you get a custom design in one prompt. You can ask for changes until it's perfect, and it looks professional without the wait, right? We've just built out 2 different apps in 11 minutes so far. The same for building business tools. Like the old way was paying for software and subscriptions, using 10 different tools that don't connect, settling for features you don't even need, and waiting for the tool company to add what you want, and good luck with that, right? The new way is that you build exactly what your business needs. You own your tools forever. You add features whenever you want, and you have 0 ongoing fees, right? So as you can see, these are some examples. Let me show you some examples of what else we could build here. So we could, for example, for my AI Profit Boredom community, this will be really useful, right? So we can create a lead magnet quiz that collects emails, or we could create a member dashboard showing the progress. We could create a content calendar generator for posting daily inside my community, or we could create an AI tool recommendation finder based on someone's business type. So let's, for example, create the lead magnet quiz that collects emails. So we'll go over to a new tab here. Open this bad boy up. And now you can see that we can open this and just say, okay, create a lead magnet quiz that collects emails plus upsells the AI Profit Boardroom, right? And I'll just give it the link, which is this one. Here we go. All right. And this should be like a AI automation quiz. We'll hit enter. And obviously, if people are filling in their email addresses, normally like what you would want to do is have a webhook attached to this so that when someone fills it in, it goes directly to your CRM, right? So for example, like go high level, you could trigger this with, but basically that's how it works, right? And so you can see we've built out the Pomodoro timer. This is the task manager. So we said build a to-do list with priority levels. And then you can see here, we can add new tasks. So if I say live stream today, add that as a medium priority task. Boom, I can just manage my tasks here. I can see what's active, completed, and high priority, right? So that's in the active tab. If we click on collect, that is now in the completed tab. Boom, right? How easy is this? So a vibe above says, I would love to see more on the fitness pulse. What do you mean by that? Like, is there anything in particular that you would like to see there in terms of the fitness stuff? Let me know. But here's an example of the sales dashboard as well. So you can see here it's got a dashboard overview. It's like, welcome back. Here's what's happening today. Total revenue, customers, pending orders, conversion rate, etc. And then we've got a beautiful little dashboard filled with dummy data. All right. So you can see how easy this is to start vibe coding whatever you want using GLM 4.5. And the great thing about this is, you don't need to be technical at all. All right. Now, if you wanted to, for example, create more fitness stuff, right? So I know, for example, if I was asking about that, right? Well, what we could actually do is we can go to Claude for ideas, and then we can come up with ideas to build out, right? So I'm going to say, okay, knowing what you know about me, give me some ideas of fitness mini apps I could build, right? Like so. And a vibe above says, my boyfriend is a fitness trainer and would love to create something on his website. Awesome. All right, let's run through how you can use this, and hopefully it helps you and you get some practical examples, right? So I'm going to say, right, okay, I'm a fitness trainer. I'm a fitness trainer. Give me 5 powerful tools plus prompts. I can build a mini app with 4, and we'll say order by which one is the most impressive and useful, right? Because otherwise it will just give you a bunch of ideas, but it won't be very useful because you won't get insights into, okay, this one is the best or that one is the best, etc. Right? And so we can use Claude to come up with the ideas, and then from there we can, for example, start getting some ideas of what we could do, right? So, for example, a nutrition and macro calculator with meal suggestions, right? Client inputs its stats, goals, and food preferences. App calculates targets and generates a week of meal ideas that hit those macros, right? Not a rigid meal plan, but flexible options they can mix and match, right? So that's a pretty cool idea. I know we could easily build that with GLM 4.7. So if we go to a new chat over here, we're going to plug that in, hit go, boom. We'll start coding that out, okay? And we'll come back to that in a second. I run an SEO agency as well. Helps clients rank #1 on Google. And we could, for example, create like an SEO audit report generator, a keyword opportunity finder, competitor analysis dashboard, or a client proposal generator in nice formatting, right? Even, for example, like Muay Thai, combo timer, or daily step tracker, or the ice bath timer with a breathing guide, right? Song lyrics. These would be personal stuff that would actually be quite useful for me personally, right? And so some people say, well, I'm not technical enough to build apps. You don't need to be technical, right? GLM 4.7 just understands plain English. And if you can describe what you want to a friend, you can use this tool. Think about it like ordering food at a restaurant. You don't need to know how to cook to order a meal. You just say what you want. The chef figures out the rest. GLM 4.7 is your AI chef for apps, right? You describe it, it builds it. And I learned this when I was living in Bangkok, right? And I still live in Bangkok now, but I learned this lesson from training Muay Thai. It's like my coach, he doesn't speak perfect English. I don't speak perfect Thai, right? But we can figure out how to work together. And, communication is just about being clear, not perfect. It's the same with AI. So just be clear about what you want, and AI can handle the technical stuff. So if we go back to the app now, you can see it's beginning to code out. We've got a question from Kirsty who says, does this have backend capabilities? So can it have logins? Say I want to create an app that, okay, yeah, nice. So, well, like if you wanted to create an app that can value a coin, you wouldn't need to log in for that, right? So you could easily just build that. For example, let's take an example of this. I'm just gonna screenshot that comment, and then we'll say, okay, turn this into an app idea. Turn this into an app idea with a prompt to build the app, right? And then we can take the idea from Kirsty and we can use that to build out an app, right? Like this. So we're going to take that like so, as you can see, right? And this is a bit more of a complex use case, so it may not work first time around. Honestly, for stuff like this, I probably use AI Studio because it's a bit more complex. But if you want to start using this inside GLM 4.7, we can go to the chat here, plug that in, and start building that out, right? And you can see here it's actually plugging in all the macros and the meals for our particular app that we want to build. So we'll wait for that to load. But yeah, you can see how easy this is, right? Now, some people say, well, free tools, they can't be as good as the paid ones, right? This is one of the biggest lies in the AI world. So GLM 4.7 is open source. Anyone can use it for free. And it scores on higher on coding tests than tools that actually cost money. So, it scored 73.8% on SWE Bench. That's a test that measures how well an AI can solve real world coding problems. And it actually beat many paid tools. Now, why is it free? It's free because the company behind it, Z.ai, wants developers to use it, right? They want to build the best open source AI in the world. And right now for coding, they may have done that. So that's one of the reasons that they're using this stuff, okay? And let's have a look at this. This is the lead magnet for the quiz. So I can say, right, I'm a business entrepreneur, right? My biggest challenge is not enough time in the day. Okay, great. How often do you use AI tools? I'll say occasionally when I remember. And then where should we send you a roadmap? Okay, I'll put me at juliangoldie.com. Right, this is the quiz that we built out, and now we've got our results, right? And it actually says you're primed for 10x growth. So based on your answers, you have a massive opportunity to scale using AI. You just need the right system. So you see how we've used that as a lead magnet to generate leads and start getting leads in for our business. How easy was that, right? Now it's got a link to the limited time offer for the AI Profit Boardroom. If you click on that, boom, sends them over to the AI Profit Boardroom website. We use that as a lead magnet. We funnel traffic to our business, and we also helped create a quiz that actually helps people answer and learn from it, right? And you could do this for your business. All you would do is just adapt this to your business, right? So let's say, for example, Kirsty and her boyfriend is a personal trainer. You could say, okay, create a personal training or a fitness quiz that collects emails and upsells my personal training, and then link to your website. So, or link to that Instagram to DM you, right? That's how it works. Now, if you go back to the fitness example, for example, we've created Flex Macro. So you calculate your targets and build the perfect day. All right. So let's say, for example, I am 178 centimeters and I weigh about 69.5 kg. All right. I want to gain muscle. Here's some information about me. Activity level, very active. And then, I mean, not 2 times a day. That's bad. I mean, I do 10,000 steps a day, but you get the point. And then, for example, here we can collect and generate a plan. I'm just going to click 69 kg. Boom. Look at that. Works perfectly, my friends. Works beautifully, my friends, right? How easy was that? And it said, right, here's your protein recommends, here's your carbs recommends, here's how much fat we recommend, and here's the meals that we recommend too, right? And then you can change the size, and that adapts to calories and the macros, and then it gives us a bunch of ideas right here. Not only that, we've actually got a flexible meal plan for every day of the week, right? It's insane. Why is this free? Genuinely, why is this free? Like, it's so good. It's crazy. So, for example, here we've got the coin that we were talking about here, right? And then we just upload details of the coin, analyze the coin. I don't think it's going to find anything because I just uploaded my YouTube thumbnails. But you get the point, right? Like, you can easily create a coin evaluator like so. So, we've created 2 different use cases there based on, for example, a vibe above and also for Kirsty. So sorry, it was a vibe above that said her boyfriend was a fitness trainer. But yeah, you get the point. Now, Mikey says, GLM is impressive. I'm building a web-based runner where I can place local ads. Still very much in progress, efforts, but promises start. And Vibe Above says, love it. All right, appreciate it. So that's basically how you can build anything you want with GLM 4.7, how to build and automate anything. Some people say, well, building apps takes too long, right? And with old methods, yes, it did. But building an app used to take weeks or months. You had to plan everything out, write every single line of code, test it over and over, fix bugs for days. But with GLM 4.7, I've seen people, as you've seen me do today, build working apps in like 10 minutes, real apps that can do everything, right? Calculators, dashboards, games, landing pages. We've done all that today, right? All in a single conversation. And the speed, as you've seen, we've done all of this in 20 minutes? The speed is unreal. Right now, if you don't have, and some people say, well, I don't have ideas to build. Okay, don't worry about that. Right, I'm going to give you 100 prompts at the end of this live stream. So here's a real secret. The best things to build are the tools you wish existed. All right, what tasks do you hate doing? Build a tool and automate it. What information do you always forget? Build a dashboard to track it. What do your customers always ask for? Build a calculator to ask them, right? Your best ideas come from your own pay points, right? So the other thing that people say, well, the AI doesn't understand what I want, but GLM 4.7 has a 200K token context window. It's actually slightly larger than that. And that means it can read and understand about 150,000 words at once, right? That's longer than most books. So you can give it tons of context. You can describe exactly what you want in detail. You can share examples of what you like. It remembers everything inside that conversation, right? Inside the chat here. And also, if it gets something wrong, just tell it. No problem. Make the button blue instead of green. Add a section for testimonials. Make the text bigger. It understands follow-up instructions pretty much perfectly. All right. So many ideas brewing with this. Me too. I'm loving it. Getting excited about it. It is cool. Some people say, well, it doesn't work for my industry. GLM 4.7 supports multiple languages, so multiple coding frameworks, multiple types of apps. So whether you run an SEO agency like me, or you're a coach, a consultant, a fitness trainer, a course creator, an e-commerce store, right? The tools you can build work for any business, as you've seen today, right? We've created this for the fitness trainer, right? We created a coin evaluator for such a random use case, but we created it, right? So you design them for your business. That's the power of custom tools like this, right? So I've actually created a 30-day GLM 4.7 mastery plan that guides you through step by step with daily prompts exactly how to build and automate anything you want, dashboards, animations, reviewing and reflecting. We've got proposal generators, client intake forms. This is all inside for free the AI Success Lab, right? So you can get all the notes plus 100 prompts plus a custom framework from me. And also, if you want to break your own limiting beliefs, we all have beliefs that limit us, you can run through the belief breaking section right here. All right. And that's all inside the AI Success Lab. So if you go inside the classroom here, and this connects you with 40,100 members, but if you go inside the classroom here, then you're going to go to December, you can see all the video notes from today. And I've even added an extra free video tutorial just to help you. All right. What else we got here? A Vibe Above says, I am in the holistic field and can think of some great ideas. Me too. Me too. I think, there's so many cool things you can do with this. And the thing that I love about this is it is free so far, right? I don't know if that's going to change, but right now it's free. It doesn't seem to have many limits at all. And, the more you test this out, the better the ideas you're going to get and the better you'll get at prompting it, right? And a Vibe Above says, so glad I found the lab today and got to find this live just in time. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining the AI Success Lab. And if you want to get help, support, coaching with me, if you want to connect with me directly, feel free to join the AI Profit Boardroom. This is an amazing community with so many amazing people inside here, right? What you can do inside here, for example, is you can connect with some of the people that are really building with this, right? So if you join the AI Profit Board today, you'll get everything you need to really master AI. So you actually get a daily accountability group, and we have this daily action takers group where we can share and learn from each other. We also, for example, share wins inside the community section. So for example, like Vladimir actually shared an awesome AI book that he built, right, and created. You've got, for example, people building mini courses. You've got Johan white labeling voice agents, and just a tribe of winners. The other cool thing about this as well is like you can post inside the community and get help and support whenever you need it, as you can see. On top of that, inside the classroom here, you get access to all my best playbooks, including how to, for example, master AI in 6 weeks. You'll learn how to build your first AI agent in like 5 minutes, and how to go from like a complete beginner to becoming an expert in this stuff. On top of that, you will learn, for example, my best playbooks on like how to create AI avatar videos, Twitter automations, etc. And you'll get everything you need to succeed with AI, as you can see. On top of that, inside the calendar here, you'll get 4 coaching calls per week, right? So 4 coaching calls per week where you can jump on the live calls, ask any questions. And if you can't make the calls, no problem at all. So what you can actually do is if you go back to the classroom here, you can watch back the coaching call recordings, right? So you can see the Q&A call recordings here and the Q&A call recordings here. All right. So thanks so much for watching. A brand new AI just dropped from China, and it builds apps, websites, landing pages, games, and tools for you without writing a single line of code. It's called Minimax 2.1, as you can see right here. We're going to be testing out today. So, for example, if we check out this 3D car racer game, let's pull this up. We can actually deploy it to a subdomain, as you can see. We actually built this using AI in like one single prompt, and it works perfectly, right? And the way that it works is like, as you can see, you can just drive through a tunnel. It's like a 3D car motion game, as you can see. Pretty powerful stuff. And it's kind of like, it's a little bit, it reminds me a bit like Manus or GenSpark, this AI super agent. But from what I've seen, it's actually got better technology, and it seems to put everything together better as well, right? You can also see, for example, we created like this, we created this rock, paper, scissors game, as you can see. And, the thing to note here is like, today we, we're going to test exactly if it actually works or if it's just hype. So I'm going to show you how to build a complete website in under 5 minutes, how to create tools that help you get more customers, how to automate boring tasks so you can focus on your business, and how to use this even if you've never coded anything in your life, right? And here's what's wild. This thing just came out like days ago. So we're going to be some of the first people in the world to test it together. And we're just going to see what it can actually do. Now, you can see here that we can deploy stuff to subdomains. As you can see, we can actually get the AI agent running in the background. We have access to many different models inside Minimax 2.1. So, for example, it can actually generate videos as well. And you can also get the API for it on OpenRouter. And it actually has slightly higher context window than using Claude. But the interesting thing about this is if you go to the compare section here and we compare this against, for example, Claude, which is one of the leading models in the world, one of the best models in the world, has a higher context window, right? How crazy is that? But here's one huge difference, huge, right? So if you look at the cost of using the API from Claude Opus 4.5, right? Really powerful tool, but it's going to cost $5 per million tokens. If you use the Minimax model, which is really, really powerful, it costs only 30 cents per million tokens, right? And that's the difference between these AIs. Product review bonuses says AI profit bottom is a real deal. Get yearly to save more. My tip. Thank you very much, sir. So I really appreciate you being a member of the AI profit bottom. If you haven't checked that out already, check it out. Link in the comments description. And what we're going to do over here is we're just going to take a quick prompt and then I'll run you through like my framework and everything else, right? So we're going to test something out. We're going to just create something, pretty awesome. And we're going to do this using my 100 prompts that are inside the AI Success Lab, which is completely free. It's a free group you can check out, right? We're going to, for example, say create a landing page. Oh, let's see what we can do here. I want to create something more interesting than that, to be honest. So we are going to go down here. I'm going to say, okay, build a sales dashboard, right? Revenue, orders, top products, charts. Boom. So let's go over to Minimax here and we're going to start a new task, as you can see. Then we're going to click this in and we're going to hit run like so. Now you can switch between Pro, Custom, and Lightning. I'm just going to go with Lightning because we're doing some live tests today. And as you can see, we're starting to build that out. Now, you might be wondering, okay, what else can you do with this stuff? So, for example, if we have a look through the examples on the left-hand side, this really powerful tool does all sorts of crazy stuff, all right? So, for example, here, we actually created a Pomodoro timer app. Over here, we actually created Hyper Dopamine Pong, right? And if we open up the subdomain for building this, let's play this out. So we're going to click on play to start, all right? So I can play against the computer, and we got turbo mode activated, as you can see, and it's getting mad. It's getting crazy. All right. So you can see how it works step by step there. It's getting pretty crazy. So I'm just gonna X off that before I get distracted. So you get the point. And Ashton says, "Good morning, man. Thanks again for everything you do. Always happy to help, sir. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. I appreciate you too." And if we go back to the list here as well, we've got a racing game. So this is like it's called a highway racer. If we open this up, so let's press start to play this bad boy, right? And you can see that we are racing through. Oh no, 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 no! But you can see we're racing through the traffic with this highway racer game, right? And we built this out just with like one single prompt. So it is really amazing what you do. And I've been surprised by the quality of the outputs. That's what really surprised me. It's not like it just generates buggy stuff, like it actually creates really awesome stuff. So I'm excited to see what it does with the sales dashboard. If we go back here as well, we've created a fitness dashboard, right? So if we open this up, this is a fitness dashboard. It counts steps, calories, active minutes, distance, etc. As you can see, it's just a basic dashboard, but you get the point. You can easily build this stuff. And if we go back inside here, we've actually created 100 prompts for using this, right? So we'll come back to that sales dashboard that we're building out right here. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's just building out over here. But if we come back to the framework, let me show you exactly how this works. So I'm calling this the Goldie Builder Blueprint, right? And it's my 7-step system for building apps without code. All right. And this is my personal framework for using AI to build real things that actually help your business, right? Because there's one thing knowing how to build something fun like a game, but there's another thing actually automating and saving time for your business, right? And that's what we're focused on. So I've been using this whilst I've been in Bangkok, and I build tools between like morning Muay Thai sessions and my daily 10,000 steps around the city. All right. Here's how it works. So number one, the vision. Before you touch any tool, you need to know what you're building and who it's for. Most people skip this step. They say, build me something cool, and they get garbage. Instead, what you want to think about is, what problem does my customer have? What would make their life easier? What simple tool would save them time? These are the things you want to focus on. And then next up, the one liner. So you want to write down what you want in one sentence, right? So, for example, here you can see on this dashboard that we've created, it was just one sentence, very, very simple. You don't want to be super complex on your prompts. You just want to keep it simple. The simpler it is, the better, right? And we've actually created the sales dashboard, as you can see, looking pretty nice right there. I just built it live with you, as you can see. It's got some nice panels on the left side. We can actually export the reports. We can switch between 7 days, etc. And this isn't 100% ready to go, but we can easily just go inside the chat and say, okay, edit this, improve that, change that, etc. Right? And so write down what you want in one sentence, not a paragraph, not a page, one sentence. Example: build me a website that has lots of features and looks nice and maybe has some buttons. That's the wrong way to do it, right? The right way would be like, build me a landing page for my SEO agency that collects email addresses. Simple wins. So if we go back to Minimax here, we'll actually try that prompt. And that's a good example of just how to prompt it, right? Keep it simple, keep it easy. You don't need, all things being equal, simplicity will win. So next up, the build. So you're going to open up agent.minimax.io, click agent, type your one-liner, hit enter, watch your work. That's it, right? Now, bear in mind, you can also run this locally via the cloud. So if you download, for example, Olama, right? Olama is a free tool that helps you host stuff locally. So you can download this first. And then if you go inside the model section here, and then you type in, for example, Minimax like so, Minimax M2.1 is the one you want. So you don't want this one. This is the old one, updated 2 months ago. You want the new one, updated 5 days ago, right? This is Minimax 2.1. And once you've downloaded Olama, open up your terminal, plug that in, and you can start running it locally via the cloud, right? The next step is the review. So look at what it's built and ask yourself, does it do what I asked? Is anything missing? What will make it better, right? These are the things you want to ask yourself to improve this. And then, as we go along, by the way, if people have questions, if people want help, if people want support, just feel free to post in the comments. Like, I'm always happy to help. You know me, I pretty much answer every single question that comes on the live stream. Always happy to do that. So Mia says, is this being recorded? It is indeed. If you actually go to Julian Goldie Agency on YouTube, you can go to the live section here, and inside the live section, you can watch this video along with me, and you can watch back all my previous live streams, right? I actually live stream once a day, as you can see, for like anywhere between 30 minutes to 1.5 hours, right? Depending on what we're building and what we're doing. So the final bit is the export. So you want to download your code, you own it, put it on your website, share it with your customers, use it however you want. And then the step number 7 is the scale, right? So once you've built one thing, build 10 more, why not? Usually the answer is just do more. Right? Ideas that you could use: lead calculators, price quote generators, email template builders, customer intake forms, booking schedulers, right? Each one brings you more customers, my friend. I've actually built a 30-day challenge, as you can see right here. So if you really want to master this stuff, I've actually given you prompts to use every single day. And this is a 30-day plan where you can just copy the prompt, boom, test it out. Okay, boom, implement the 30-day plan, right? So you got a full 30-day plan just to start winning with this stuff and really to get like your signature tools and really build something out amazing. All right. We could build out, for example, an SEO audit tool, right? Let's take that. So we're going to copy that. We'll go to a new tab inside Minimax Agent. So it's agent.minimax.io. We'll go here. Plug that in. You can switch between models here, I think, as well, but I always use Minimax 2.1 because it is the go so far. And Ernesto says, man, thanks for always sharing. Here from Mexico, you are always welcome back. Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you here again, Ernesto. Remember, you were here the other day, so I appreciate you. Mia says, thank you. Always happy to help. All right. And then, I've given you a bunch of prompts that I would personally use, because a lot of people always ask me, like, how do you implement this for your business? How can you actually automate stuff specifically for your business, right? And so, for example, we've got the SEO audit generator. We've got the AR profit boarding welcome hub. We have the lead magnet calculator. We have the Bangkok coffee shop finder, right? The tool, the workout tracker for my Muay Thai gym sessions, etc. Right? And so we'll come on to breaking the myths, but let's have a look at this website that we've built. So again, we said build a landing page for an SEO agency that collects email addresses. If we open this up, if we scroll down, open this up, boom, here's the website that we've got, right? It's built a beautiful landing page. We can plug in The email address is a lead magnet to get free analysis. This looks better than my website. It's created something super nice here. And, inside the prompt, you can always give it information about your business if you want to just customize it a bit more. But that's basically how it works. And the great thing about this is, I think this is beautiful, is like you can actually connect this to a custom domain, right? So if you have a website that you just want to launch really quickly, you can just connect it to a custom domain here, and boom, remove the watermark, boom, right? And then if you ever need to delete the website, you can as well. But you can see how easy this is. And yeah, that's good to go. I mean, like, for example, if you open this up, it's available on this subdomain, and that's really cool. Also, another little hack for you right here is you can actually do site : space .minimax.io, and you can see all the other cool stuff that people have built, right? So, for example, someone actually built this marketing agency website. How nice does that look, right? It looks super nice. And someone's just built that directly using Minimax. So shout out to them. They've crushed it with this, right? And that's like quite a long website. So they've actually spent a bit of time. Like if you have a look at this, for example, it's got a full menu, full contact form, full homepage. Honestly, that looks really nice. Like that looks better than 99% of people's websites. So it's really cool what you can do with this stuff. Yeah. And, if we go back to here, you can see all the other stuff that people have built. So, for example, we've got another one here. Loads of people are building out websites for this stuff. If you're not doing that, you're probably falling behind. So I would definitely get back on it straight away. All right. So let's talk about breaking the myths, right? So some people are going to say, I need to know how to code to use this stuff. And the wrong belief here is like, I'm not technical enough. And the reality is, like, I failed programming class in school, but yesterday I built like 4 working apps with Minimax. So you type in English, it builds what you want. Think about this. Like when you order food at a restaurant, you don't need to know how to cook. You just tell the waiter what you want. That's exactly how this works. You tell Minimax what it wants and it builds it for you. Right? Some people say, well, building apps takes months. Wrong belief. I don't have time for this. Right? The reality is you can build a complete landing page in 5 minutes. I've done that today for you. A calculator in 10 minutes. We actually built a dashboard. A full website in 30 minutes. I mean, that website that we checked out before looks super nice, right? And, I could build something during my ice bath if I really wanted to. I could set the timer, sit in the ice bath, go on my phone, open up agent.minimax.io, and then just build something, right? It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. You can see here, for example, as well, we could say, some people say, well, good tools are expensive. And the wrong belief here is that some people say I can't afford developers, blah, 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 right? But the thing is, Minimax actually gives you free daily credits when you sign up. So you can test it out. It's not going to give you a massive amount just to set clear expectations, but it will give you some, and then you can check them out, see if you like it, blah, 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 right? Other people say, well, hiring a developer costs thousands, but the thing is, this lets you start for free. So you don't need to learn to code. You don't need to hire anyone. You're just good to go on this, right? Some people say, well, AI tools are too complicated. And the wrong belief here is like, I'll never figure this out. The reality is if you can write an email, you can use this. It's just type in what you want in plain English. My mum, genuinely, if I called my mum in here, I'm actually back home in England right now. I said, Mum, just create a code, create an app, whatever, type in what you want. Even she could use it if I guided her, right? And, she still calls me when her Wi-Fi stops working. Some people say, well, these tools don't make real things. And the wrong belief here is like, it's just a gimmick. In reality, Minimax builds real code, React, HTML, CSS, Python, the same stuff professional developers would use. You can download it, put it on your site, share it with customers. It's yours forever. Right? Boom. Some people say, well, I need to understand what it's building, and that's why I need to be able to code. But the thing is, I don't know React or HTML. And reality is, you don't need to understand the code. You just need to know what you want the final thing to do. So I don't know, for example, how my car engine works, but I can still drive to the gym, for example. And it's the same thing with this. And some people say, well, this only works for techie people. And the wrong belief is here, I'm just a regular business owner. I can't use this stuff, right? The reality is, that's exactly who this is for. It's for people like you. Running real businesses, you need real tools, not developers who already know how to build. I mean, I've been running agencies for years. I've lived in Bali, Colombia, Peru, Mexico, Malaysia, Thailand, building businesses the whole time, not as a coder, as a regular business owner. And I can tell you, this is made for us, my friends. This is what it's for. Other people say, well, one app won't make a difference. And the wrong belief here is like people need massive systems. And in reality, the simplest solutions work the best, right? If you look at the iPhone, for example, that's super simple to use, but it works the best, right? It's the best. You can do far more with other phones, but why don't you use them? Because the reality is you don't want super complicated stuff. You want super simple stuff. And other people say, well, I mean, the right belief here is like one simple calculator on your website can bring you leads every day, right? One booking tool can save you hours per week. So start small, stack your wins. I write songs in my spare time, and each song is just a song. But an album, that can be life changing. It's the same with apps, right? One app is cool, but 20 apps, that's a business transformation. Other people say, well, the wrong belief here is, what if I waste my time? I'll build the wrong thing, right? In reality, building takes minutes, testing time takes seconds. And if it doesn't work, just try again. Like, there's no risk, there's no cost. You just learn it. I've walked through countless cities in the world, right? Bali, Bangkok, Mexico City, Medellin, etc. Playa del Carmen, shout out to Ernesto, right? And sometimes I take wrong turns, right? But that's how I find the best stops. So sometimes when you build the wrong thing, you find the best things, right? And that's the same with building with AI. So often, like, the wrong build can lead to the right ideas. So yeah, that's basically it for using AI. You see me build websites. We built the sales dashboard. The previews are over here, by the way. Let me just pull these up here. You got the fitness dashboard, right? You got the whack-a-mole game, right? If you're really trying to get distracted, you have the 3D car racer game. You have the rock paper scissors game, the racing car game, the SEO agency landing page, the SEO landing page, hyper dopamine ping pong, right? Pomodoro timer app. We have an AI SEO blog post tool here, and we actually have a wall of testimonials that I got Minimax to build out. As you can see, I actually scraped all the testimonials from my website, and then just gave me a wall of testimonials here to make me feel warm and fuzzy if I ever have a hard time with my agency, right? And so my point here is, like, you can build whatever you want. It's no problem. It's not a big deal, right? And that's basically how you can use this stuff. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to the framework that I've shown you today, the 30-day plan, all right, so all of this is inside the notes from today, inside the AI Success Lab. And that community is completely free for you to check out, right? It connects you with 40,130 members. You can actually go inside the community. You can see what people are posting, interact with people, share what you're learning, etc. Inside the classroom here, you get access to all these trainings, right? But if you go to this section, you actually get the notes from today for Minimax 2.1. I've shared all the links for example, how to use it. I've included the Goldie Builder Blueprint, which is the 7-step process for getting results with this, right? I've also given you the 30-day builder challenge. So this is a 30-day plan to really get results with this stuff, as you can see. And then finally, what I've actually shared with you is the 100 prompts. You can see 100 different prompts broken down by category that you can just try, right? So for example, landing pages or calculators and tools or customer forms, etc. Everything you need to succeed with AI is right there, and it's completely free, just because I want to help you guys, right? Now, if you do want to take this a step further, check out the AI Profit Boardroom. This comes with all my best trainings on how to use AI. And this is an amazing community with a bunch of winners who are really succeeding with AI, right? So, for example, if you check out the community here, this is the only place I personally connect with people. We actually have a daily accountability group. So we post inside here our accountability. I'm actually going to unpin that because we are on the 28th now. So let me find the 28th of December. And inside, let's find this. Yeah, let me pin that for you. There you go. All right. So inside the AI Profit Boarding, we actually have a daily accountability group. So, for example, Portia said she's going to watch some AI Profit Boarding videos, execute on videos being watched, and utilize videos to execute strategies from the AI Profit Boarding. Johan is doing his morning routine and workout, quick morning build, Sunday mass, and then he's going to try some more cardio. And then he's actually got a call with a couple of members inside the AI Profit Boarding, and in the evening, he's doing a build. So, shout out to Johan, he's crushing it, right? And you can see what people are working on, right? Which I think is amazing. Just creates that community vibe, that community feel. And also inside the community, you can post any questions, share your wins, etc. So you can see all the wins right here. You can jump on live coaching calls 4 times a week. So you can jump on the coaching calls, get help, get support, etc. whenever you need it. And also you get access to all of my best playbooks, trainings, and systems that help me build stuff like this, right? So if you want to get clients, just check out the agency course. If you want to set up your own YouTube, well, check out the YouTube AI 6-week masterclass. If you want to learn AI SEO, check out the AI SEO automations, right? If you check out the playbooks here, you get access to everything. And we actually have a limited time deal on right now. I think we've got 1 spot left for this. So if you sign up now, you actually get access to the SEO Elite Circle as well, along with all the free stuff that you can see listed right here as a bonus for joining the AI Profit Boarding community. Again, we've only got 1 spot left for that. 4 people already joined today, so you've got 1 spot left for that. So if you do want to sign up for that, check the link out, link in the comments description, and I appreciate you watching. Notebook LM from beginner to expert. So, Notebook LM is the tool that turned my scattered research into organized systems. The same tool that creates podcasts whilst I sleep. The same tool that builds study guides in seconds. The same tool that makes mind maps with one click. And the best part is, it's free. You don't need to be able to code. You don't need any tech skills, even if you've never used AI before, even if you're not technical enough, even if you've tried other AI tools and given up. Today, I'm giving you the full breakdown, every single feature, every single output type, every single trick I've learned about Notebook LM to really get results from this. And my goal for you is to take you from a complete beginner to a power user. Plus, I'm giving away 100 prompts you can copy and paste right now with this, and stay until the end because I'm also going to give you a 30-day plan for implementing this into your business, the same plan that I use for my own businesses. I'm going to get straight into this. So if you've never used this before, go to notebooklm.google and then you can sign in like you can see right here. And then what you're going to do is import some sources. So for example, what we can actually do is we can type in the sources that we want right here, or we can just add directly from YouTube or our website or Google Drive or copy text, right? So I'm actually just going to make this super simple. We can switch between deep research or fast research, and I want to import something into my Notebook LM so that I have a personalized, customized knowledge base ready to go. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to grow my school community, right? The AI profit boarding. I can say, okay, school community growth right here, right? Plus how to get customers. So we can hit enter like so, and that will pull in all the sources on that particular topic. And, if you're watching this live, like feel free to post comments. If you want me to test anything out for you, I am here for you. So just post your comments, post your questions, etc. I'm here to help you, all right? Now, we're going to import these sources, as you can see, directly into the notebook. And now it's pulling in these sources right here. Beautiful. And what we can do from here is we can actually ask inside the instructions here whatever we want. Now, if we go to custom, this is super useful. We can say, okay, answer as an expert CEO for my business and focus on the highest leverage activities, right? And then what I'm going to do, for example, let's say I have whatever your business constraint is, you can train a notebook on it, right? So let's say, for example, that I want to learn how to get more customers for my school community. Well, I can type in here, and this works for whatever business problem you have because you've loaded in the relevant sources for it. I can go inside this section and I can say, okay, give me a 30-day plan for getting more customers for my school AI automation community. All right. And what it will actually do is pull up a bunch of ways that we can use this and leverage this to start getting more customers, right? To start solving that constraint we have within our business, right? Now, what we can also do, and this is super powerful as well, is we can generate an audio view, a video view, right? So you can actually generate audio videos, mind maps, reports, flashcards, quizzes, infographics, slide decks, and data tables, right? And before you generate those, you can tell it exactly how you want it, right? So for example, on the audio view, we can customize it before we create it and then create a podcast. So for example, we could do a deep dive or a brief, we could do a critique, we could do a debate, we can change the output language, we can change the length to short, default, or long, and then we can type in the things we want to try. So for example, here I'm going to say, okay, if we go back here, I'm going to say, give me a 30-day plan for this, blah, 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 right? I want to plug that into this section. You can also, for the video views, you can change the actual layout. I'm just going to go with like something nice and clean. I'm going to do the same inside here. Now, this is great for creating content, for training your team. It's great for creating content that would market your business. And it's also great for you brainstorming ideas to really grow your business as well, right? So, for example, here, it's actually given us a bunch of ideas that we could use to really grow our community. Like, for example, gamifying engagement or the upsell funnel, right? So if people don't want it, well, here's another program you can have. We could also, for example, generate leaderboards. We could set up, for example, what else we got here? Optimizing the school pages so that they rank high on discovery inside school, etc. Right? And basically everything you need to really get results or solve any business problems, you can just train up the Notebook LM on the best data from the web, then ask the AI, and then you can generate video and overviews, right? Now, if we go back over here and we go to, for example, an example here that I've actually uploaded a sales training SOP on. So this is used to train my team. What you can see inside this section is that we have the audio and the video and the slide deck and the infographics and everything else ready to go, right? So if we click on, for example, the podcast here, this is actually generated a podcast. I won't play the audio, but you can listen back to the podcast over on this section. If you wanted to check out the video, well, this is a customized video built on what we've trained the notebook about, right? So if we skip through, it's actually designed, created, narrated, and generated a beautiful video, as you can see. And let's be honest, this is better than most animations most videos could create, right? Super simple and easy. And then if we go over here as well, we've also got, for example, an infographic. So we open up the infographic and there we go. Look at that. That is a beautiful AI generated infographic that's probably beating most designers out there. So you can see how easy it is to build with this stuff too. And then if you go into the previous notebook that we built, so I'm just going to refresh a page here and we'll go through. You can see that we have the school generating out the podcast and video on the right hand side there, right? So let me guide you through my framework for using this stuff, and I call it the Goldie Knowledge Engine framework, right? And here's the thing that most people get wrong about AI tools. They jump from tool to tool, they never master anything, they have like 50 browser tabs open, and I was the same way, right? But then I found Notebook LM and everything changed, and I call this the Goldie Knowledge Engine framework. And it's based on 3 simple ideas. One tool that does many things, your sources, your answers, and outputs the work for you, right? And so you can, for example, upload PDFs, Google Docs, slides, sheets, Microsoft Word documents, images of handwritten notes, website URLs, YouTube videos, audio files, etc. Right? And every output tab in Notebook LM is pretty amazing. So you got audio overviews with AI podcasts, as I've shown you. You got the interactive mode, you got video overviews, etc. Right? And you can generate all these different types of stuff as well. And it's pretty amazing what you can build here. You can build infographics, flashcards, quizzes. You can even chat directly, and you've got the deep research mode as well. All right. So some people here are going to say, AI makes things up. Why would it be good for research? But the thing is, this is why Notebook LM is different, right? Regular AI tools like ChatGPT pull from their training data. Sometimes they hallucinate. Sometimes they make things up. But Notebook LM only uses your sources. Every answer comes with citations, and you can see exactly where the information came from. So if we go inside the chat here, you can see that it's taken this information from this section. Beautiful, right? So we have sources for everything. And if it's not in your sources, Notebook LM will not say it. See, the truth is your answers are grounded in your documents that you upload, right? Some people will say as well, I already use ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, and those tools are great. I use them too, but they're different, right? ChatGPT pulls from its training data. Notebook LM pulls from your data. That's different, right? So think of it like this. ChatGPT is a general assistant, but Notebook LM is your personal assistant. And the truth is they work together. So use both, right? Some people, and I get this a lot actually, this is a strange one, because I actually taught my granddad how to use AI and he's 86, right? Bless him. So some people say I'm too old to learn AI, right? But age is just a number. I've seen people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, like I said, my granddad, crushing it with AI. The interface is simple. You upload a file, click a button, get results. And the truth is, if you can use email, which pretty much everyone in the world can, you can use this as well. Also, some people say my business is different, but Notebook LM works for any business, right? So if I'm trying to learn sales, I can use this one. If I'm trying to learn how to grow a school community, I can use this one. Whatever my business problem is, I can use Notebook LM to solve that problem, solve that constraint, and keep growing it, right? So Notebook LM works for any business. It's based on your sources. So if you're doing real estate, you can upload contracts and market reports. If you're doing coaching, well, you could upload your frameworks and client notes. If you're doing e-commerce, you could upload product specs and customer feedback. If you're doing consulting, you can upload research and case studies. So the truth is the tool adapts to your content. All right. Now, some people as well will be watching this and be like, do you know what, Julian? I like it, but I'll do it later. And this is the biggest belief to break. All right. Because every day you wait is a day your competitors get ahead. Okay. AI is moving fast. Google is dropping updates every week. The people who start now will have an advantage. The people who wait will play catch up. Okay. So the truth is today is the day, not tomorrow, not next week, today, my friends. And so you can see how this works step by step. If we go back to that SOP that we created earlier, let's pull this up. So we have the school growth playbook here. It's still generating the video and overview. So I think it will take a little bit of time. Typically the infographics are faster. The reports are really quick to generate. The flashcards are super fast. And here's another one for you. So what you can actually do here is if you go over to Gemini, like you can see over here, right? We can actually plug in multiple notebooks and then create apps or websites, etc. from them, right? So I could plug in my sales SP or my growth mastering thing here. Actually, I could actually say, okay, based on the knowledge you're trained on, right? Because it's trained on like how to get more customers for school, I could say create a beautiful landing page that converts for my AI automation community on school, right? And then I'm going to switch over to Canvas and that will generate a web page for me. Now, if you want to see an example of what that looks like in practice, I've actually, for example, turned this into a notebook into a mini app, right? And this is a mini app where people can learn to master AI in 7 days. It talks about what you can do each day, day by day, etc. And we did it exactly using the process we just showed you a second ago. We also, for example, said create an app based on this, and it generated this nice little app. Yeah, you can really create some amazing stuff like this, right? So you can combine the power of Gemini with the power of Notebook LM and then plug in whatever you want. Super powerful. So here's the example sales page that we generated, as you can see. And if we go back to Notebook LM now, we have the app for the quizzes, right? So we said create a quiz for this notebook, and you can see it's generated that. So for example, blah, 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 here's what we do, right? So that is basically how to master Notebook LM. Doesn't take a long time. I've shown you everything that you need to learn to grow with this stuff. I've actually given you a 30-day implementation plan. So if you want like a challenge to really master this, you can just implement the steps day by day. I've even given you the prompts to try day by day, plus exactly what to do and how to use it. And yeah, inside the notes from today, this is inside the AI Success Lab, which is completely free with 41,300 members. Inside the community, you can connect with all these people, and inside the classroom here, you can get access to the notes. Just go to this section, and then you can see the notes right here. All right, with all the links to the resources. And also what you've got is the framework that I mentioned today. And additionally, we've also talked about all the different ways you can use this. We've talked about how to break your beliefs if you've got anything holding you back from using this stuff. And also a 30-day implementation plan for really mastering Notebook LM. On top of that, what you'll also see is that if we keep scrolling down here, we have a 100 prompts for Notebook LM here, right? So if you're not sure, okay, how to prompt it, what to use, etc., I've actually broken this down by category, and this is completely free as well. And that's all inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. Now, if you want to connect with me personally, if you want to get my best trainings on AI, if you want to learn how to really implement this stuff inside your business, feel free to get the AI Profit Boredom community. You can DM me anytime inside the AI Profit Boredom community. You also get access to an accountability group where you can check in with your daily goals. You can post inside the community, share your wins, ask questions, etc. This is where I personally answer your questions. So if you have questions and you want to post them, I can personally answer you. And also inside the classroom here, we've got a bunch of cool little trainings that you can get access to. So for example, like how to get more clients, how to, for example, master NA10, how to learn in 6 weeks my complete roadmap on mastering AI, and how to go from a complete beginner to an expert in just 5 weeks, and also how to build your first AI agent in 5 minutes. We have this section, which we update regularly, as you can see. So we actually date the classes so that you can get the latest updates. And inside the calendar here, you can jump on 4 coaching calls per week and ask any questions you have. There we go. Thanks so much for watching.